Hello, everyone. Pat Danna with Cage Side Press, joined by Cobey Fehr. Cobey, how are we doing today?
I'm great. How you doing today, brother?
Great today, Cobey. Doing great. So you're booked on Tuff N Uff, San Diego. What number is that card?
148, I think.
Tuff N Uff 148 in San Diego. Your opponent, who are you fighting?
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Tough Utah kid.
Tough Utah Kid is Cobey Fehr's opponent. Cobey, what do you know about Tough Utah Kid?
Good grappler. Comes from a good camp. Undefeated.
So basically, same stuff as you, kind of, right? Similar? No. Not a good enough camp. Not a good. Nah. Doesn't compare to you. All right. So you're 2-0 now. You had the no contest. You're looking to go 3-0.
Yes, sir.
What is your goal right now for the future? Do you have a plan to potentially win and call for your shot, or are you still thinking about building yourself up here?
I'm just looking to be greedy and make the most of the moments that I have with fighting. I have a great manager, Ali Abdelaziz and Ferdaz over at Dominance. So the plan is to kind of finish out my 3-fight deal with Tuff N Uff and then go to the Contender Series from there. That's what Ali and my management is telling me to do. So I'm kind of just following what they say and just showing up and being a workhorse, putting my best foot forward every day, and just trusting my coaches and the team I have here.
And how many fights have you had for Tuff N Uff now? This is your third.
Third.
Okay, so you're what 1-0 technically because of the no contest. So you had what 2.5 year layoff after that no contest. So what did you do in those 2.5 years? How did you build yourself back up? Because now you fought again, you got the win. You're now trying to get active again. How did you build yourself up in that time? How did you kind of keep yourself busy?
To be honest, I stayed in the gym as much as I could. Tried to rebuild myself. Obviously, I got hit with a 9-month suspension. I was prescribed Adderall as a ADHD med. I moved out to Vegas, so I didn't have to be that same old kid that I was when I was at home. Came out here, tried to build new habits. I trusted my guidance. My guidance said, "Hey, you should get medicated." Ultimately, it's my responsibility. I'm the one who took it. That's my responsibility to tie up the loose ends. So in the last 2.5 years, I rebuilt myself from the ground up, and then I got married, and then put my life I put my faith into God really instead of myself, because before fighting was like my God. It was everything to me. So if one thing went wrong, I would go crazy because I didn't have like faith in something else outside of fighting.
When did you move out here?
I don't even know, man. I couldn't even tell you. Probably 21.
Okay.
Something like
All right, Cobey. 31 years old. You're training at Extreme Couture now. You're training with some of the best fighters in the world, and you're in your prime here. I've seen you training with these guys. You're grappling, you're striking. You're here with these guys, right in the mix with them. How does it feel to be training with the guys you train with, and one training with them, and two knowing just that you can hang on the level that they're on?
It's obviously a good thing. I'm not a practice hero by any means. I'm more of a gamer. In wrestling, I was the type of dude that showed up without his gear, came in, borrowed somebody else's headgear, borrowed somebody else's shoes, and then won MVP. Does that make sense? I wasn't the practice hero guy that showed up 3 hours early and did everything right. So this part of my life has been all about balancing the coin. There's this coin that I talk about with my wrestlers and athletes, like Ben Askren makes the analogy, other wrestling coaches. You want to be a gangster, but you also want to be a nerd. Does that make sense? You want to have a balance. For me, I was always in touch with the cowboy or the gangster side of the coin, which caused me to not listen, not do what people told me to do. But I picked that because I knew it would win. So ultimately, I sacrificed my reputation a little bit to try to win. Now I'm at a point in my life where I can conduct business and act like a politician. I can show up, shake the commission's hand, kiss babies, do the right shit. When I first started, I didn't know who I was allowed to cuss out and who I wasn't. I was insane. I didn't start fighting because everything was going good in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I was a young kid. I made a lot of mistakes. I got a degree in basically wrestling, had nothing to fucking use it for. So then I started fighting right away. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
but you tell me, what did you you watched me train. What do you think?
I watched you train, and like I said, I thought
I didn't see it on film, so I don't know how.
I did see it on film. I personally thought you were hanging in there with the guys, all UFC caliber fighters, tough regional guys, all the same. I didn't notice anything different from you personally. So I think you're on that level. It seems like your background is good enough to be on that level, that wrestling background you have. Can you dive a little bit more into that wrestling background you have?
Oh yeah, I'm a 2-time All-American from Ohio. I got 3rd at state in high school. I lost to Dean Heil. Dean Heil was a 4-timer. He ended up being a 2-time D1 NCAA champion. My junior and senior year in wrestling, I beat the champion in D2 NCAA wrestling both years and didn't win it. So I obviously had a lot of skeletons in my closet over wrestling. I put all the pain and everything in my life that ever fucking haunted me, and I channeled that all into wrestling. So when I came up short, it was like my freaking, like my whole family died. You know what I mean? It was heartbreaking. So when I didn't meet my goals, I looked at myself in the mirror and figured out, okay, you weren't good enough. That's why you didn't win, not because of circumstances. If you're never too young to win. Anyone listening, if you're an athlete, you're not too young to win. If you're 12 years old, I don't want to hear, oh, I'm too young. No, you're never too young to win. So I was waiting for the right time in life to win instead of capitalizing early. So now I'm trying to make up for all that lost time, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And you've talked about all the changes you've made, how you kind of redeveloped yourself as a person and everything. Can I ask you, what were some of the struggles you dealt with early on, and how did you overcome them now?
I mean, when I was a young kid, I would hang out with the older guys in town. I come from a small town, Barberton, Ohio. Nice place. We have a lot of community and shit. But what I would do was I would hang out with anyone in the community. When I was 14, 15 years old, if someone was 35 years old and they knew me, I'd get in the car with them. I'd hang out with them. Does that make sense? I thought I was a grown-ass man before I hit puberty. And then I learned from the wrong people how to conduct myself. I stopped listening to what my parents told me and started listening to what the neighborhood said, and I started acting like a punk. But because I was a good wrestler and I did decent in school, I could bullshit everyone and trick them into thinking that I was a decent person, but I wasn't. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a long story, but
It sounds like you had a really deep story, man.
I mean, for one, I'm trying not to be a sob story. Does that make sense? I'm not.
It's inspiration too, though. It's not just sob. Like you've clearly battled through a lot. Like I can just tell talking to you. You've clearly battled through a lot in life. Like you got to inspire others too. I get it what you mean. Like sob story. You're an inspiration, man. Seriously.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, yeah, like I haven't really told the whole story to a lot of people in my family and people in my community. So it would be rude to tell everyone without telling them. But obviously, when I was young, I started partying, hanging out with the wrong crowd, fucking acting like I was a tough guy. I'm trying to be a grown man. And I picked up some bad habits along the way, conducted myself the way I would, if I had a son and he was acting like I was, I would kill him. You know?
So how did you fix these habits? Did you have people around you, or was it something you internally had to do that you were just like, I need to change this?
I think a little bit of being convicted by God, and then also having like my coaches like Nate, Eric, Dennis, they watch me, and then if I do something that's out of the norm, that's like a character flaw or a character defect, they'll kick me in the ass and tell me, hey, that's not how you're supposed to act. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very good to have people like that around you.
But when I'm showing up to win, the last thing I'm worried about is what everyone thinks, you know? So it's a slippery slope. But yeah, I mean, yeah, just a lot of good coaching, good parenting, good guidance, God. Yeah, just trying to right wrongs and fix the mistakes I made, take a sad story and make it into something to be proud of, as opposed to just like being the eyesore of your community. You know what I mean?
Well, Cobey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Cobey Fehr, Tuff N Uff, San Diego next month. Everyone, make sure you tune into his fight.
Thanks.
Cobey, thank you for your
Thank
time.
you, brother.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.